Hey, welcome back to another video with straight out of content brought to you by Flash Custom Transfers. So in today's video, I'm gonna talk to you about the 3 books that Chelly and I read and studied that allowed us to make $100,000 in roughly 2 months. So as of today, 5/5/2022, we have made over $100,000. I'll go ahead and I'll show that video right now. All right, so this right here is the transparency. So March 1st, this is our reports in our square system. So March 1st through May 19th, that's Chelly over there, she's working. I could actually do today. In fact, if I include today, this number, this total sales, and 98,848, also total collected, right? These are business numbers. These are, if you work for somebody, this is what's called your gross. Now the net right here is around 91 because there's expenses like taxes and stuff like that. That's another subject. But as far as what our business collected, what we were able to bring to the bank if we want to borrow money or if we want to purchase a vehicle, they're going to go off of this number right here. So if I include today, which is the 20th, if I include today, because we did a really good sale today. So if I include today, we are over $100,000. So May 20th, I'm gonna come here, come down, gross sales, 94, net sales now goes up. And as you can see, total sales, 101,000. So in a little over 2 months, yeah, from March to April, 1 month, from April to May, 2 months, so a little over 2 months, right around 2 months and 20 days, we did over $100,000 if we include today. So that's the proof of that. Let's go ahead and get back into the video. So as you guys can see, that was about 20 minutes ago when I filmed that. So I'm gonna talk to you guys about the 3 books that really changed our minds so that we could focus and leave our jobs and focus on business so that we can make that type of money in a short period of time. Now again, a disclaimer, I am in no way, shape, form, or fashion a financial guru. I'm not a financial advisor. I'm just a regular red-blooded American who happens to come from a family of entrepreneurs and decided to become one myself. Everybody knows, or if you do not know, gross sales and stuff like that for a business doesn't mean I have $100,000 in the bank account. Trust me, it does not mean that. It does not work like that. So let's go ahead, let's get into the video and let's talk about my top 3 books. I got one of them right here. My top 3 books that allowed us to make $100,000 in a little over 2 months. Okay guys, so I'm gonna tell you my top 3 books that allowed Chelly and I to leave our jobs. I was making about 75 grand a year running security at a major hospital. I won't say their name, but at a major hospital in the medical center here in Houston, Texas. She worked as a receptionist for like a facial company. They did facials and skincare and stuff like that. And we actually started our journey with YouTube around the same time. And we read these 3 books. These 3 books had the most impactful, outside of personal books, these 3 financial books had the most impactful, these 3 financial books had the most impact on our minds financially to allow us to make the type of money that we make today. And as you can see, you can look at the 2 cars behind us. We're doing exactly what we're supposed to do with this type of money. And a lot of things happen. A lot of people will make $100,000 or 6 figures in this short period of time, and there'll be a Mercedes over here and a Land Rover over here, or a BMW or a G-Wagon, you know what I mean? There'll be all types of different cars. You see the vehicles that we're still in. Not that we can't purchase those, but we want to continue to grow our money so that this way another stream of revenue pays for all the things that we want. So to go ahead, and I don't have it physically in my hand because I heard it audio. Book number 1 is Rich Dad, Poor Dad. I will put a link in the description to this book. I listen to it on YouTube, so there's no affiliate. I'm not selling you a book on Amazon or something like that. I will put the link if you want the hard copy to the book on Amazon. I will put that there, but that's not what this is about. This is about giving you information so that you can hear or read physically or listen to it in your free time to actually start to change your mind. I've given this book to a lot of people. It's my number one book, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. It's very similar to a situation of my life. My father was more of the poor dad. Still works to this day. He's gonna be 70 in December. Still works a full-time job to this day. He has 2 properties. He did well for his family to allow me to do what I'm doing. But then my rich dad is my grandfather and my Uncle Steven. Those 2 men are the entrepreneurs in the family. They're the ones who were, young millionaires in their 30s and in their 40s. And that's what I aspire to be, but I learned a lot from both of them. So Rich Dad, Poor Dad is a book about a man who grows up in Hawaii, who has a father who's a teacher and knows how to make money as an employee. And then his best friend's father is an entrepreneur. He has a store and some other businesses. He gets into property and he teaches the main character, the boy, the difference between an employee and an entrepreneur. It's a really good book. I'm not going to get all the way into it, but I'm just letting you know that that is the number one book that if you want to get into of course, Warren Buffett's book and stuff like that, these books can all be swapped around. I haven't even yet to read the Warren Buffett book. I just haven't had an opportunity to, but it's definitely on my list of how to invest and stuff like that, which we do on our own. But all of these financial books have a piece of somebody else's information. There's really a formula for an entrepreneur, but it really takes a lot of dedication. So that is book number 2. That is book number 1. I'm tripping. That's book number 1, okay? That's book number 1. It doesn't mean that it's number 1 on my list. This book right here is number 1 on my list, but I won't say that till 3rd. So book number 1, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Again, I'll put the link in the description down below. Let's move on to book number 2. Okay, guys, we had to come inside because we had a lot of wind outside. It was knocking things over and we had people walking by with their dog. So we're inside and I do not want anything to come between me and you receiving this knowledge. So for book number 2, the book that changed my mind, not even necessarily financially. And again, there's a lot of other books that changed my mind, but we're speaking in the financial world to get you to become a shark, right? That show is not called Puppies. That show is called Shark Tank, because those guys are sharks, very generous, very kind people, and they do a lot of philanthropy and stuff like that, but they're still sharks when it comes to business, and that's what you want to be. So for book number 2, it's called Interview with the Devil, Outwitting the Devil by Napoleon Hill. Napoleon Hill, Interview with the Devil, and then / Outwitting the Devil. I will put a link in the description below to hear the entire book in its entirety like I did on YouTube. I'll also put the Amazon link as well if you guys want to purchase the hard copy. If you're a reader, I like both. I've read a lot of books like this, as you guys can see. This book is extremely beat up. I've had it for so many years. You get some that I'm marking there, some circling certain sections and highlighting certain words and stuff like that in sentences to help me in business. So this book, the Napoleon Hill book, Outwitting the Devil, an Interview with the Devil, Outwitting Him, is a very difficult book to hear as well as read. So I know there's a lot of people out there. I'm a religious person myself. I know there's a lot of religious people out here in this world. And even for the non-religious people, you might not want to, you might think, you know what, I don't want to be associated with a book that has the word devil in it. And again, I totally understand. And that's kind of how I thought when it was suggested to me. But I am an open mind. I was raised to accept everybody, right? However other people think, but to always accept different information, always learn about different information. So this book has nothing to do with per se, the devil or anything demonic or anything like that. That's not what it's about. It's about you strengthening your mind to deal with negativity. That's what the book is about. You being positive and realizing that us as humans, regardless of where you're at in this world, can change anything with this mind. And that in of itself is godly. So it's not a religious book in any way, shape, or form, and it does touch on some religious things, and it can offend some people. So it's a really hard pill to swallow. But if you take out of it what I did, which was, this book is about thinking positive all the time. So even when I was dying from COVID and in the hospital for 8 days, I continued to manifest positive thoughts. Even when I was hating my job and I told everybody, I'm quitting, I'm leaving my job, I'm quitting, I'm gonna do this, this, and this, and this, and this is going to happen. And I actually have a podcast, and I can put the link in the description to the episode of when I left my job and I told my wife's uncle what exactly I was gonna do exactly 2 years ago. He can even attest to it. His name is George. His YouTube channel is killing every day. We now talk about finances and stuff like that, and he's definitely jumped on our team. We're helping him out. He's actually growing very fast. He's actually the one who suggested the book to me. He's a really good fitness guy. So if you want to get in shape, George is a guy to contact. But so this book is really important to me, as well as the first book, because this one, not that I always didn't think positive, and I always thought a little bit different than everybody else, but this book will definitely reassure you, for the people out there who know about manifestation, who know that your thoughts and your words are power, for the people out there who know that, you are going to definitely relate to this book. So I'll give you a prime example. George gave that book to his son. I don't know if he heard it, but when he gave him this book right here, 48 Laws of Power, he was like, I can't really listen to that because I'm a Christian and stuff like that, which I totally understand. I could see how this book right here, 48 Laws of Power, could make you think like, dang, I'm misleading people. And the same thing with the Napoleon Hill book. It can, if you're not in the right mindset, that's what you're going to take from it. But if you are in the right mindset, you will understand that the book is teaching you about being completely positive, self-awareness, and the ability to manifest your thoughts into reality. That's what the Napoleon Hill book is about. And to me, it does a very, very, very good job at changing your brain to think like, wow, you know what? I need to start looking at every problem in the sense and through the lens that I can change. So if I'm faced with a problem, I can create a solution to it and then plan ahead so that this problem does not happen again. That's what that book will teach you a lot about. It's about positivity and positive thoughts. And those thoughts, as I've had so many thoughts, those thoughts are going to be the thoughts that change your position. They're going to change from whatever you are now into a better person each day. Even if it's not finances, even if you're not watching this video for finances and you want to make $100,000 or whatever at your job or whatever you're doing. That book is going to put you in the right mindset. Now, if you read Rich Dad, Poor Dad first, then Napoleon Hill's book, then you're going to be, you know what? I want to be an entrepreneur. I don't want to work for anybody anymore. So that's what those two books combined do. So please go ahead, listen to it if you can. If not, I totally understand it. If it makes you feel uncomfortable, listen, all I can do is just suggest what I have done. That's all that I can do. I don't get paid from any of these things. I am an avid reader. I'm an avid listener. I like all types of information. I like all types of knowledge from all over the world. I've been all over the world. I've been to Dubai. I've been to different countries. I can't wait to go to more countries, but right now I'm just focusing on our business. But I will eventually step on almost every I definitely want to step on every continent on this planet before I pass away. So that's just myself. If you're not like that, that's totally fine. There's a lot of people who make a ton of money, have great lives without reading all of these books. Again, these are just my suggestions. So let's go ahead and move on to my number 3 and my personal favorite, The 48 Laws of Power. So as you can see, this book is beat to smithereens. I don't even know, does it have a date of when I got it? I wonder, does it? I don't think it does. I forgot when I got this book. There's another, I've got this, I got the Art of War and stuff like that. But this book right here is what every shark on Shark Tank is. 1000%. The Trumps of the world, all presidents of the world. And again, I'm not being political at all. I'm talking the Trumps, the Obamas, the Bidens, the Bushes, you name it. The Rockefellers, the Warren Buffetts, the Jeff Bezos, the Steve Jobs of the world, they all practice the 48 Laws of Power. 1000%. That's how they live their lives. That's a major tool that they use in order to get the amount of wealth that they have. And if you're interested in that, I am interested in that. So if you're interested in that, this book, The 48 Laws of Power, is what I believe every man and woman should read as well. If you are a woman, and I'm teaching my daughter to master this book as well, once she gets a little bit older, she can actually understand it. But my wife has read it, and it has put her in a position to be able to navigate herself in this world full of men. And then even for men, it puts you in the position to be able to navigate this world from whatever position you are in right now. And it will also teach you how to always approach another person, regardless of gender, regardless of race. The 48 Laws of Power is always going to put you in a position to stay in power, but with comes power, like I'm gonna say it, with power comes great responsibility. And that is very true. In the 48 Laws of Power, the Napoleon Hill book, Outwitting the Devil, and Rich Dad, Poor Dad teach you how to gain wealth, how to gain financial freedom, how to gain power, but then distribute it. That's the goal, is to obtain these things for your family, because your family is first, so that you can maintain your family and then go out and spread the knowledge. That's the reason why you will never see a master class with straight out of content or flash custom transfers. You will not see anything like that. Any information that I obtain, I will share with you. In fact, I'll even read you a text message from my friend who I am now helping create investments, or who I'm now helping go from working I think he's been like almost 15 years at Pepsi, and he just sold his house. He has a decent sum of money and he wants to know how to invest it. So he just said, what if I invest into a house that needs fixing up and repairs, then I can flip later or rent it out with some of my money. So I actually have to respond to him now, but I'm just letting you guys know that this is what Chelly and I do in our spare time. The information is out there. There is zero reason to pay somebody, a guru or somebody with a master class, to learn everything that's actually free. It's in a bookstore or on YouTube. 1000%. When Chelly and I decided to leave our jobs, remind you, the video is on my channel. I quit my job. I quit my 75,000 hour job. You see me in the video driving home in my uniform. I was the head of security through COVID. So when everything happened, I was right there with all the doctors, all the heads of the hospital. We were all right there because we all had to close the hospital, bunker it down. And it was a big process. And I'm 34 years old. I was the youngest in the whole company that I worked for. I was the youngest at that level. I was the youngest site facility supervisor at a major hospital. There's other hospitals, but everybody knows the Houston Medical Center is very big. And I was the youngest, and I was the highest, and I was of color. So there was like a lot of things that went into play. And I believe I handled it very well, but that was never my mind. To me, 75 grand in a year is just not enough. It's just not enough to do what I want to do in life. And that's help people gain financial stability. That's the only way that we're about to go into a recession and this economy is getting jacked up. The only way to combat that, to combat inflation, to combat all of this stuff that's happening, is for all of us, regular people. I only have an associate's degree in healthcare administration. I don't have anything in business. Everything that I've learned from business is from reading, picking up books and reading, going on YouTube and listening to audiobooks, and then talking to my wife and talking to my friends and inquiring and trying. I'm gonna end this video with this. We lost our store, right? We came to a position to where we just weren't selling anything in the store. The transfers weren't selling that well, and we had grinded for 2 years. When Chelly and I started this entrepreneur life, we were dedicated to losing everything to get what we wanted. Please understand that. If you want to make this type of money, the Grant Cardone said, the Gary Vee said, you've got to be laser focused and willing to lose everything if you want this type of success and this type of money, because we can now scale it from here. So when I went through COVID, so the store was shut down for 60 days plus, and Chelly had to run around and take care of me and all this other stuff. The store was just trickling down, and we're throwing money at it to stay in it until we got to a position till we were like, look, it's either our home where we're at right now, where I'm filming this video, or our store. So we were able to get with our realtor, get it leased out. The second we leased it out that day, when they subleased from us, the next day a video, me throwing out this sublimation printer video popped on YouTube, and we've made a lot of money since. A lot of money. Mind you, we hit $100,000 from March 1st to today, but remember, there's the whole month of February and a whole month of January for this calendar year. So we're well over 100 grand, and we're projected to do very well for the end of the year. So when that happened, when we exhausted everything that we could, the blessing came. You never know when your opportunity is gonna come. You just have to keep grinding. So we were like, dang, people are gonna judge us because we're at home. People are gonna judge us because we're this. We never stopped the transfers. We believed in our product. It was about getting it out to you so that you guys could believe in our product and see how amazing it is. So we had already dropped the price to $19.99, because remember last year, 2021, the price was $30 a sheet. So now we decided to drop it to $19.99, and it just wasn't doing that well until that video popped, and then the sales started to come in. So all I'm gonna say is that you have to be willing to lose it all. Now make sure you're conscious of everything that you're doing. You can't spend what you do not have. So of course we want nice vehicles and stuff like that. But also there's a recession coming. We have to be mindful of all of our investments that are in the stock market and stuff like that. And we don't want to go and spend a lot of money liquid and then something happened and our sales drop, and then we got our pockets hung out and we don't know what to do because our sales have dropped. Even now, we still see a dip in sales. Right now, we're seeing a dip in sales, and we're noticing that the market is not spending like they were back in March and April. It's actually starting to trend down a little bit. So all we have to do is keep coming out with new products and keep changing our thing, and just keep evolving with the business. So that's all I'm gonna end it here with that. Just let you guys know, don't stop. And guess what? Now that we make the amount of money that we make, now we are going to reinvest it back into our store and totally change it. Chelly and I, we got a lot coming up, guys. We're not gonna make that video until we're actually in the store, to the people that are there are actually out, and then we're gonna tell you what we're gonna do. So I was actually hitting up my best friend Jose in Conroe, because I want him to do some of the work in the store. But we got some big things coming with the store. We're not gonna move forward with the nail salon. Chelly and I, we got some really big things with the store that we're gonna move forward with. So guys, those are my 3 books. Number 1, those are my 3 books. Number 1, Rich Dad, Poor Dad. Number 2, Napoleon Hill's Interview with the Devil, Outwitting the Devil. And number 3, the most important book to me of all time, is The The 48 Laws of Power. Check these 3 books out, guys. The links will be in the description down below. Also, check out Flash Custom Transfers YouTube. We need to get her hours up, so please watch the content on that channel. We put only Flash Custom Transfer content on that channel, so please check that out if you don't want to see videos like this. If you just want to learn about the product, we're going to continue to put more out there. But yes, guys, if you want to be financially free, those are some of the books to start with. There's millions of other books, there's millions of other stuff out there, but those are the books to start with. If financial freedom is what you want, you got to start to change your mind if you want the things around you to change. So I'll continue to make videos like this where I tell you the steps and the literature that I read to change my mind to get the type of money that I've always wanted and that I'm accustomed to. I grew up in a family of entrepreneurs, so this is normal to me. It just kicked in at like a later age, but this business thing is normal. I was blessed to have that. I will do a video with Chelly and she will tell you her perspective of not growing up around that. So, and that may reach a lot of people like yourself. If you're like, hey, listen, I don't have any uncles or anybody around me who is an entrepreneur. I don't know anything. It's not something that comes natural to me. Business has always come natural to me. And now we are actually doing successful. So that's gonna be it, guys. Thank you for everything. Thank you for watching this. I appreciate if you check this channel out, and don't forget to share this video. Please share this video with other people who you think might benefit from this and really want to make 6 figures. Like changing your mind is going to be the number 1 factor which allows you to make 6 figures in such a short period of time. And a lot of people out here in this shirt industry who claim 6 figures. No, I'm not knocking anybody. I'm just saying that unless you're manufacturing or you have a major platform on YouTube, you are not making this type of money. I have the smallest platform on YouTube at only 19,000 subscribers, but our company makes way more money than any of these other influencers on YouTube. That should go to tell you something, that it has nothing to do about how big you are on YouTube. It has to do with the product that you make and how you market it to your customers. So that's gonna be it, guys. Thank you for everything. Be basic. Peace.